Good morning, ladies and gentlemen from the Republic of Uganda. My name is Lorraine Winfred Adjero. I am 23 years old from Gulu, Uganda. I reside in Kampala. So basically today I would like to talk about the injustices and the inequalities that happen in beauty pageants, especially Miss Uganda. I was Miss Uganda North 2024-2025, and I would like to talk about the negative things that I actually witnessed, and I call upon the government of Uganda to look into it. So first of all, when I joined Miss Uganda, I started last year, whereby I emerged as first runner-up Miss Uganda North. And then I went to Kampala auditions. I did not make it. I was eliminated for arriving late, of which I took very positive. And this year, when they announced for Miss Uganda, they called me, they asked me to look for them people, contestants. I kept on looking for contestants, I looked for contestants, and I was going to hand over. That's how much I liked the fraternity. So it was held in Lira district. So we went to Lira. I brought in all the girls. Most of them were from Lira, and one was from Kitgum, the other was from Pade. I brought all those girls. So when they came in, apart from two girls that I brought, when they came in, and then I also came in, I arrived with one other girl from this side. They told me to get into the line, and then I told them, I'm like, you know what, it's going to be very unfair for me to get into the line when I brought in these girls. These are like my friends. They're like, no, you don't know what you want, you have to get into the line. Then I thought about it, because I had one last semester left. I was already on that semester. I had to get a dead semester for it. So I was like, okay, fine, let me just go. They told me, if you don't want, just add on the line. I'm like, okay. So I got through, and then, I practiced for pageantry for 6 good years. So I would never forget anything that comes in pageantry, because these are things that I study. Miss Uganda is about social work that they don't even know. So I used the social work criteria to answer my questions. I talked about things deep to my heart. As a northern region queen, I actually talked about HIV, because that's the rampant thing, and poverty. And then I spoke about domestic violence. Like, I grew up in a very domestic violent home. So I emerged as Miss Uganda North. And I was so proud of myself. I was so proud. I opened up a WhatsApp group, and I managed to have people who were really ready to wait for the links to come out and all that. I was very patient, everywhere. People were actually getting proud of me because of how I spoke during the regionals. I used the social work criteria. I used all my kind of diction I would use. So I was like, okay, this would be a very good platform for me to join politics. So I used the platform very well. We went in, we came back home, regionals got done, we came to Kampala. I actually managed to make friends, good friends from Kampala. And I remember one time, after speaking as a regional queen, they even had to tell other regional queens, why don't you be like Miss North? Can't you see that she has made a lot of research? Like, I use notes to sleep. I used to read every time. You find me with a book. You find me, at least I was up to speed with what was going on around me in the country, internationally. At least I would know something, especially in the community, because this was a community thing. So we get through to eliminations. They eliminate our first runner-up, Miss Uganda North. The second elimination, they eliminated the second runner-up. And then we got to parents meeting. Now that's where you start to notice a lot of favoritisms and injustices. So from the parents meeting, we started realizing, like, some other people's parents that would overfavor them. This would make you feel like your parents are not really doing enough, or they don't have the money that they want. The way they were favoring someone's parent, you would be like, we saw that, but we all kept quiet. We're like, okay, we shall get through that. They told us Uganda Airlines is going to sponsor us. And this beat my understanding. They made us pay 1.7 million. And when we paid that, we only had breakfast, which was not enough. We never had lunch in any of the days we stayed there. It was over 3 days, over 2 days. We never had lunch. We starved. The first day, we were like, okay, since they're shooting Beach Beauty, maybe it's okay. Then in the evening, we had maybe pizza and then food. Then in the morning, breakfast, no lunch the whole day. That day I cried. I called my mom. I was crying. I had bad ulcers. If I was really a bad person, that was the time I would have started saying things about them. So we didn't have anything. They refused to give us our money that we had actually given them to change. They gave us our money that evening when the following day we were going back. And they lied to us we are going to stay 1 week, and we stayed for only 2 days. We had to pay 1.7 million. And yet they told us Uganda Airlines gave them $100,000. Why? What's that? Like, I didn't really understand this. So now here comes in, we come back, we go for presentation. When we go after presentation, that was when boot camp comes in. Now in boot camp, they were so shameless. They did not even hide the favoritism. There is somebody whose parent, whenever the parent comes, she is allowed to get out anytime she feels like. But for us, the way they belittle our parents, because they would not allow us to go out, they would belittle them. They'll be like, no, she's not going out. But the other one, she goes out like 4 times a day if she wants, because her parents have the money and we don't have the money. So there is a and then they started telling us, as people who are not buying votes, we are up for elimination. So they mentioned my name. They told me I am very active. I'm very active in other things. My social media is very okay because I used to tag them, post and tag them. But then I am not buying votes. They gave me 2 days to go to call people and start buying votes. I kept quiet. Then I got the microphone and I told them, you people, when I came in for Miss Uganda, I remember I asked, you people told me Miss Popularity does not matter. It is beauty with brain. And that is what I actually brought. In class, I was extremely active because this is like my calling. This is my lane. This is social work. I knew each and every question. My hand was always up. In fact, even my fellow contestants told me, Lauren, you're smart. Like when it came to answering questions, these girls were actually scared of me because I was always there. Like not to even show off. Uganda Christian University pushed me through because I'm among the top 5 best students in the social work class 2024. They're like, it's okay if Lauren wants to go. They would even check on me. Our university does not actually like these things, but they pushed me because I had to tell them this is a social work thing, and they're like, it's fine. Go and make us proud. Do you know how many people I have failed? So these people, when I told them, I'm like, you people lied to me. But I've managed to be so active in talent. Other things, I'm very active. Do you know these people make us pay fine? You could pay fine like 10 times a day, and that's 5,000, 10,000, 5,000, or even 20,000. And what do? This is the money that they use for their personal things. I made sure I had only 3 times I was fined. Other people would be fined like 5 times a day, then tell me that I have not been up to speed. I was so active, very active in class. Then they tell me they want to eliminate me. So these people find me sometime, and then they tell me, they're like, Lauren, you know what? They got me one-on-one after the meeting. When I had talked, I was like, you people are unfair because I have been very active in other places, but I don't have the money that buys votes. I don't really have it. They find me in the room. They sent the administrator. She came and told me, Lauren, why don't you call Mapenduzi, Balmoy, call some of the MPs and ministers in my area to buy for me votes. We go to churches and we mobilize them to buy for me votes. Like, people, I felt so degraded at that moment. I looked at her and I'm like, So these people think I can do that. This is the time when I would actually get those people and tell them, let us do something, put a borehole in my village or something as a regional queen, instead of asking them to buy for me votes. I think I would be sounding mad. They would not even help me. So then I was like, no, at the moment, one of our honorables is facing issues on corruption. It's very hard for me to face him. So they're like, but your mommy has money. I had realized that from the first day when they saw my mom at the meeting. They just knew my mommy has money. My mommy, I grew up with a single mother, you people. It hurts for my mom to pick 20 million. She told me, let her give you 20 million, you boost the votes and you relax. It hurts. 20 million. My mommy to put in something that is not going to benefit me at all, because we already know the people they want to win. I don't have the height. I'm not really light-skinned or anything. You people, I felt so bad. They started telling me to tell my mom to put 20 million in boosting votes. I looked around and I'm like, you know what? Let me think. I sat down and I thought, and then I'm like, let me just leave. Let me allow myself to be eliminated. So I allowed myself to be eliminated. Now they came back. It's remaining 1 day. What have you done? Why don't you call your friends to at least collect for you 30,000? When they collect for you 30,000, you boost votes. Then in my heart, people had already boosted votes at 60 million. Two girls had already boosted 60 million. That's 120 million. Why do you want me to also boost? I had left the rest of Miss Popularity because I would not handle. I'm like, let me focus on other things. There are other things to win. Beach Beauty, other titles, top model. So I was like, oh, Miss Talent. I was like, let me focus on other things. Mnange, they told us it is a must. Everybody must buy votes. It was a must by force. So as we are up for elimination, because they were not seeing money coming through our links. Mnange, do you know how much? 6 votes, that's 20,000. 20,000 feeds how many people? Like in 2 days in Kampala suburb homes, 20,000 will feed people in 2 days. I just saw this people and I felt so bad. These are the people I used to actually admire. I thought everything was about brain. I thought they were up to integrity. You people, these are the people, I didn't know they were professional scammers. Now when they saw that we are not giving them the money, the last day comes. Then they put up my name and they tell us, me and some other girl called Nyangan, she's from Karamoja, that we are eliminated, of course, because we were not buying votes. We cannot be here and the other side and then we don't balance. What kind of, if you're preaching about calling all Ugandans, please don't come back to northern Uganda because our people, we are still suffering. We have 7.4 million people in poverty. So if you come in and use our girls, then you take them there and ask them for money because you want to use it for lifestyle, please don't. We don't have that money that we can give to professional scammers. So, you know, the injustices, there is a lot of favoritism. The people that their parents give them money, there is only one person whose parent they actually want, they talk to. Some of us, our parents try to talk to them, they give some attitude like, other people's parents, whenever, even if they just see the car coming through that gate, they run there. Hey, how are you, daddy who? How are you, mommy who? Like, it's a different treatment. But for us, they don't really give us that kind of love, you know? Every day you have to wear makeup. I thought beauty with brain, beauty with a purpose. So even natural beauty comes as it. These people, every day you have to wear makeup, every day, and we wake up very early, my dear. This is military. You have to do your things on time. If you don't reach on time, you're going to pay fine, and you have to have makeup on. My skin became very bad. Everyday makeup, like you just get so tired. The favoritism, that was the worst part. Then begging us for money. I thought you people are supposed to pay me. You didn't even pay me. What did you give me? A suitcase, blanket, a pillow. That's all that you gave me. And then you're here telling people that I'm lying to the general public. On Sunday, when people leave, they're going to come out and tell you the truth. Because I am not lying. I witnessed it firsthand. A lot of girls from last year kept on telling me, Lauren, if you go there, protect your mental health. Protect your mental health. Because they had lost themselves last year. Imagine selecting someone because they gave them money. And for you, someone who came in with a lot of brain, you're nowhere. They trust you. They want you to be a puppet, create for them content. Imagine creating for them stupid content, for them to train when you're quarreling and abusing each other. Just because, and that ruins your reputation. For them, they are gaining likes and follows. For you, you've ruined your career, actually, for the whole of your life. I feel so bad for all our research, all the things that we be doing, all our findings. Of course, they use them, they keep them, they give it to that person who is going to Miss World. Because all our things. Then you come and tell us that you're a PhD holder. We need to find out on this PhD thing. PhD holder. You don't even know how to phrase your questions. You don't even know policies under women abuse. I looked at these people and I said, wow. This is a fraternity I used to admire. Whenever you look at people on screen, please never admire. These are people who sit down and tell you how to grab men, how to, in the stupid pajama parties. All the contestants who have been there know how to get rich men, I thought this was a fraternity that is supposed to teach girls how to empower themselves, be independent. But Nangi, what is down there. It's better when you go and witness it firsthand. I thought Miss Uganda was a different pageant from the other pageants. But my dear, so people who were asking, why did I leave? I was eliminated because I could not buy votes. And secondly, this thing of them showing off that they took us to Mombasa, we paid the money. Uganda Airlines sponsored, but they kept the money. And for us, we had to pay the money. So there is nothing like it was for free. Us who never gave them money, they came and told us we are a liability, we are eating their food, and we are not benefiting them with anything. So if you want to go for this thing next year, sit down and read your books. I call upon the government to come and look upon these things of Miss Popularity. Miss Uganda people have to go and get a decent job and work. Let them stop scamming people via voting. You know, they threaten girls, if you don't make it to that, if you don't be among the top 4 in voting, that is buying votes, of course, you're not going to be among the top 12. Girls are putting in money, they're frustrating their parents. This is a time when girls have lost themselves. They constantly compare themselves with other people. You're like, I don't have height. Oh my God, I wish I had height. My parents don't. You start looking at your parents like as if they're not doing anything. You feel like your parents are so poor because people have already boosted votes up to 100 million. These are people who have the money. And then me, I come from a poor family. I cannot waste money like that. Even 20,000 hurts me for real. You know, I feel so bad for the people, for the girls who are going to go back next year after watching this video. And there are lots of girls who are going to cry this Sunday. My heart is with them. Me, I'm not going to drag with anybody. I'm respecting everyone. Whoever is going to win on Sunday, please, we need to support them. Because the money they put is too much. 100 million. I cannot hate somebody because of that. Because, imagine I win and somebody who put 100 million does not win. That would be even worse. So unfair. I call upon the government of Uganda, Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Services, please come and look through this thing. If they want to air out any beauty pageant, let them remove that part of Miss Popularity if it's about buying votes, because this is a way of professional scamming. Let all Ugandans go and work. We are fighting corruption, and me, I'm not going to keep quiet until we fight for this. This is women abuse. These people say they claim to be uplifting women, but they are degrading women. People lose themselves. They come out with trauma because they're like constantly comparing themselves with other people. You're never enough. This is no longer a beauty pageant. This is a business of a family, a sister and a brother. So if you think that I'm lying, go through next year and come back and you tell me, you will cry. Very many girls have come out and talked about this very thing, and I used to think that they are lying, but I am a witness, a full-hand witness. I'm a first-hand witness. I believe in whatever everybody was saying. Just imagine you come from the village with a lot of brain. You worked so hard. Your parents have sold this because the requirements, they tell you it's 200,000, but the requirements we bought with my mom, 3 million. 3 million. Suits, shoes, and their shoes at around 200,000, from 75,000 and above. You people, it's going to be so stressing, financially draining. You come with a lot of strength. You've made a lot of research. At the end of the day, who are they giving the crown? To someone that has money. It's only in regionals where things are worth it. But in Mboba, Kampala, they will give this crown to someone who has the money. And of course, for me, I would not feel bad because they invested in their money. But they should not come back and lie to us. Northern Uganda, let us rise up and refuse this thing. Next year, if they call people, go for Miss Uganda, North, please don't. Sit down and read your books. You're worth it. You're not worth it that. You're worth much, a lot better than this nonsense. You can actually do other things. Try other things, because you're going to waste your money, you're going to waste time, you're going to come back when you're crying. A lot of girls are going to cry on Sunday because they've put in money worth 20 million, and some of them may not even have a title. Even if you put like 6 million, you will not get a title. You've just come back, you'll not be in top 12, you're not having a title, or you have a title, you're not in top 12, or you're not even in top 5. Just imagine that kind of trauma parents are going to live with for the rest of their lives. For wasting the money, they could have done something better. Anyway, I still remain Lorraine Winfred Adjero, and I'll be talking about this every chance I get. And if anybody wants to incriminate me, I'm very available because I did not sign any non-disclosure agreement. Thank you very much for listening.